Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing just wonderful. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. And I would like you to click that bell button so you get a reminder of when I upload a new video. The reason for this video is because a friend of mine just told me that he is looking for moving to Portugal. He lives in the same city than I do, and he was telling me that the route for citizenship to Portugal is much faster, better taxes, and you have a remote worker opportunities there, much friendlier in Portugal compared to Spain. So I decided to research a little bit about this, Portugal or Spain. Well, expatriates are away from their homeland and they leave their comfort zone for the desired opportunities and luxuries they are somehow not getting in their homeland. Both Spain and Portugal are idealized in the mind of the world as Iberian paradises of sun, food, and human warmth. But with the relocation process, there are some concerns to consider. For example, quality and cost of life, tax benefits, visa application, and few others. The world is full of possibilities. You can go anywhere and settle, coping with the cultural shocks. However, expat life may be exciting at one end and challenging on the other end. But what is your dream destination? Portugal or Spain? The cost of living in each country. The first and major thing anyone will consider is the cost of living. Living in Spain isn't out of reach, but the cost of living in Portugal is a fraction cheaper. Lisbon and Porto are the most expensive cities in Portugal. However, the cost of living there is not higher than that in Madrid or Barcelona. From food to residency, Portugal usually offers you many more affordable rates than Spain. The cost for an apartment rent with one bedroom downtown in a city is in Portugal 581 euros and 647 euros in Spain. One apartment with 3 bedrooms in a center city is 999 euros. That is in Portugal, and Spain is 1,010 euros. Also, if you are not going to live in a big city and you are looking for a calmer, smaller town, the rents in Portugal are even much lower than those at Spain. What about the labor market in Portugal and Spain? From the salary point of view, Portugal does not offer a great salary as compared to Spain. The job market in Portugal is known for being very competitive. On the other hand, Spain has a stronger economy and higher paying jobs. How about the salaries? In Portugal, the minimum wage monthly in 2022 is 705 euros. In Spain is 965 euros. The average salary monthly is 1,314 euros versus 2,000 euros in Spain. So we talk about minimum wage and then average salary. Now, looking at the unemployment rate in 2020 for Portugal was 6.9%, and in Spain shows 15.5%. That's not too good. Well, that doesn't sound very good for Spain. Both in Portugal and in Spain, the areas of IT, which is the information technology and biotechnology, are on the rise. The labor market in both countries is also more competitive after the coronavirus pandemic.
Okay, saved by the bell. I am looking at a digital magazine that is called internationalcitizens.com. It's a blog. and they are listing 12 unexpected good countries for expats. The first on the list is Mozambique, then Spain, and so many others in Europe, like Albania, Georgia, Dominican Republic, Poland, South Africa, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Malaysia. But here I will read for you the comments of some reviewers living in Spain. The first one says, I live in southern Spain and seriously considering staying here. Cheap to live in comparison to most of Europe. Great weather. People are friendly and all the benefits of the European Union. Healthcare is great too, and there are big cities to visit all over the place. I can drive to Sevilla in an hour, Jerez in 30 minutes, Gibraltar in 90 minutes. Ferry to Tangiers is not far, and multiple airports and rail stations to Ryanair or Skyscanner your way all over the place. Another reviewer says, for those who agree that Spain could be one of the best countries for expats, you should know the Spanish government is working to establish a digital nomad visa for foreign remote workers. The visa would allow digital nomads to stay in Spain for between 6 and 12 months, with the possibility of two extensions. The proposed terms do require that no more than 20% of a digital nomad's income is earned via working for Spanish companies. Oh, definitely, I will look at this nomad visa because I'm planning to retire there, so I need this to be more long term.
The fuel prices are relatively higher in Portugal than in Spain. The national roads in Spain are also of better quality than in Portugal, and almost no tolls are paid. Although both countries offer better quality and standard of living and give easy access to the healthcare and comfortable transport system, but with a more confident and growing economy, Portugal offers many reasonable opportunities towards the education, health, and transport system as that of Spain. Let's talk about climate. While setting up in other countries, climate may be considered among the major factors. Weather conditions in Spain are variable. In some regions, it goes from extreme hot to extreme cold, while Portugal faces more uniform weather, with the summers experiencing high temperatures and cool sea breezes, and wet, warm winters. Usually, the weather in Portugal pleases expats more often than that in Spain. Let's talk about security. Both countries are safe to live in as there is not a huge amount of violence. Although there are street crimes, people do get robbed, get their cars stolen, wallet pinched, bag smashed. All of those things that happen in European countries do happen in both these countries as well. But from security point of view, both countries are safe to live in as there is no gun culture and no crimes related to alcoholism. Although from the few years Spain did face terrorist attacks, had a problem with the terrorist groups in the past, it is a peaceful place to live. On the other hand, Portugal had never experienced any such terrorist attacks ever, but that risk did exist across the whole of Europe. According to the Global Peace Index in 2021, Portugal is the fourth safest and most peaceful country to live in. In that same ranking, Spain shows up at the 31st position. Let's talk about the immigration law. Being a member of the Schengen zone, both countries have the same visa values and immigrants need to go through a similar process and rules to get a permanent resident permit. However, the golden visa rules slightly vary. Permanent residence in Portugal can be obtained in 5 years after the golden visa is granted, and the citizenship can be applied for the year after that. While in Spain is a bit time-taking process, as citizenship can be applied after at least 10 years of life in the country. Let's talk about taxes. The biggest concern for an expat to choose between Portugal and Spain, it is without doubt taxes. Portugal offers a great tax benefits for the expats by exempting them from paying tax for the first 10 years of residence and then paying tax on 20% flat on your Portuguese income. On the other hand, Spain does not offer any leverage over taxes. I will need to read about the complete analysis of the non-habitual resident regime in Portugal in this full article that I am talking about. I will continue researching more on the forms needed to apply for Portugal. In case someone is interested, please let me know in your comments. I'm still thinking that moving to Spain is what we will be doing, but it's always beneficial finding what is the convenience of moving to Portugal, which is a very close neighbor country. So that's all for tonight. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not, and ring that bell button so you know every time I get a new video for you. Have a good one.